proper. We have gone through the cycle, the water cycle, the life cycles. Now we are going into system. Okay. Today we're going to look into the air and the respiratory system. So for a start, let me ask some of you, what is the air made of? What do you think the air made of? What? Yes, Calvin.
I think that the air is made of about more than 99% of
Hello.
nitrogen, oxygen, and argons. One less than 1%
Okay.
water
What else?
is
What else?
organic.
Any other things? All right. Can I get another person? What else? Any
Um,
other
Carbon
person
dioxide
want
and water
to
vapor.
answer questions? All right. If no, then we shall carry on. So basically, right, for this case, right, the air actually consists of the following. It consists of the wait, it consists of the nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other gases. All right. And air goes in and out from our body through what way? Through this system called respiratory system. All right. So the air will enter here, the nose, then it will pass down through the windpipe, and then it will go into the lungs, followed by the when you reach the air sac in the lungs, there's a place where it exchanges the oxygens and the carbon dioxide from the bloodstream. So for the human system, we have the nose, we have the windpipe, we have the lungs. These are the three important parts of the respiratory system. All right, next up. For plants, in summary, the plants, we have the somata, whereby the air enters and leaves through the opening called somata here on the leaves. So oxygens and carbon dioxide are exchanged here. What about the fish? In summary, in short, the fish, the water will flow in through the mouth and flow out from the gills cover. So water enter here, then it will come out here. So we have three different types of respiratory system: the plant, the fish, and humans. All right, let's carry on. So let's look at some of the potential question, right, that people might ask, right, in terms of this chapter. All right. The first potential question is this. The table below shows a difference in between our inhale and exhale air. So inhale is the air that we breathe in. Exhale is the air we breathe out. And this is the table whereby inhale air contains more oxygen. Exhale air contains less oxygen. Inhale air contains less carbon dioxide. Exhale air contains more carbon dioxide. Less water vapor, more water vapor, room temperature, and body temperature. All right. The air that we breathe in consists of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other gases. So it doesn't mean to say that when we breathe in, right, we only take in oxygen. No, we take in whatever the air has or have. So the air have nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other gases. So we take in and we breathe out. We take in nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other gas. We also breathe out nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other gas. So people may ask, hey teacher, I thought we human we need to take in oxygen. So meaning to say that when we take in oxygen, so means after we inhale the gas, by right, when we exhale, there should be no more oxygen, right? Why is there still oxygen in the exhale air? Well, unfortunately, when we breathe in, our body only use up 4% to 5% of the oxygen we breathe in. The remaining percentage will be breathed out. So let's say that we take in 21% oxygen. The body uses up 5% oxygen every time we breathe in and breathe out. So when we breathe out, we only breathe out 16% of oxygen, but we increase the number of carbon dioxide by 4%. That's why when we breathe in the air, CO2 is 0.03, but when we breathe out, CO2 is 4%. So students, remember clearly, it doesn't mean that when we take in oxygen, whatever air we breathe out, there's no oxygen. There is still oxygen in the breathe in and breathe out, both ways, just that the percentage is decreased. All right. So, as you can see the explanation here, the air we breathe out, exhale air contain less oxygen, more carbon dioxide, more water vapors, and is warmer than the air we breathe in. Let us say that when we breathe in, the room temperature is 22 degrees. So whatever we breathe in, the temperature of the air we breathe in is 22. But what the air we give out is warmer because our body temperature is at 37. So we inhale 22 degrees Celsius of air, we exhale 37 degrees Celsius of air temperature. So remember this keyword, the air we breathe out is warmer than the air we breathe in. All right. So the percentage are here. So the air we breathe in is the room temperature and 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, remaining 1% is carbon dioxide and water vapor and other gas. Whereas for exhale air, nitrogen remain unchanged, 78, oxygen is percent, carbon dioxide and the other gas is 4%. The only two components that change is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Having said that, can I have a volunteer to answer these questions? Which of the following statement about inhale and exhale air is not true? Is it number one, the inhale air contain more oxygen than exhale air? Or number two, exhale air contain more carbon dioxide than inhale air? Or number three, contain more oxygen than carbon dioxide? Or is it number four, exhale air contain much more carbon dioxide than oxygen? Can I have a volunteer, please? Yes, David. Good morning, David.
I think that number 4 is not true because exhaled air contains 16% of oxygen and 4% of carbon dioxide and other gases.
Very good. Thank you very much. So you see, this is a very tricky question. Examiner likes to trick you guys because in a normal setting, right, people will think that when we inhale, we breathe in the air, we confirm use up oxygen in the sense that oxygen will decrease. But however, the student forgot one important thing, whereby the exhale air, no matter how much we breathe in, the exhale air will always be more oxygen, less carbon dioxide, because the exhale air contains 16% oxygen, 4% of other gases. So, David, you're right. Next up, let's look at another question that the teachers like to give. The table below shows the percentage of our gases in our inhale air and exhale air. So we have the inhale air, we have the exhale air. We have the following gases and a percentage. Now, based on the table above, basically this table here, what can we see? Is it A, our body use oxygen? Is it B, our body produce water? Is it C, our body produce carbon dioxide? Or is it B, D, our body does not use nitrogen in the air? Can I have a volunteer to answer these questions? Anyone want to try? Hi, good morning, Nathan.
I think number 4 is right.
You are absolutely right. Thank you very much. Yes. Number 4 is right because all these 4 options is correct. Only oxygen in the air moves from the lungs to the blood. So all this thing is correct. Therefore, the answer is number 4. Good job. Now, can I have a volunteer to answer these questions? State 4 differences between the air you breathe in and breathe out. The one that we can go through just now. Any volunteer want to explain the differences? Yes. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, teacher.
Morning.
I think that the difference between the air breathe out and breathe in, that's the oxygen like it make we live, but we can't live with the only carbon dioxide. I only know that's one difference, teacher.
Understand. No worries. Thank you very much. Thanks for your inputs. All right. Next up, anyone want to answer the question? Yes, Nathan. Give me one differences.
The number of carbon dioxide and other gases increase when we breathe out air.
Very good. Thank you very much, Nathan. All right. Next up, yes. Good morning, Nampi. Is it? Hi, morning.
I think it's the air that we breathe out is warmer than the air we breathe in.
Very good. Any other takers? If not, I will carry on. Okay, so the correct answer for this question, right, are as follows. So let me just try to annotate first. So the first thing is, right, the air we breathe out contains more carbon dioxide than the air we breathe in. So let me just extend. All right, this is considered 1 mark. Okay. The second differences is the air we breathe out contains more water vapor than the air we breathe in. This is another 1 mark. The third difference is the air we breathe out contains less oxygen than the air we breathe in. All right. That's another 1 mark. And the last one is the temperature of the air we breathe out is warmer than the temperature we breathe in. Another 1 mark. Okay. I think I spelled wrongly. Let me just adjust the spelling first. BREATH. Oh, yeah, correct. Okay. Yes. I saw some hands being raised. Yes. Any questions?
But teacher, what if the air we breathe in is 40 temperature, so it will be warmer than the temperature we breathe out.
That's a very good question. You are saying that let's say the air we breathe it is 40 degrees Celsius. Then wouldn't the air be how to say, be warmer than the body temperature. All right, for this case, right, this is a secondary school topic. So for primary school setting, right, we will take it as room temperature. So maybe I will just adjust accordingly. So at least you understand, it's warmer than the temperature we breathe in at room temperature. All right, so for the question on your question, on the, let's say we breathe 40 degrees of air, right? The air will be basically hotter than the air we breathe out. Yeah, but for primary school level P5, we'll be only looking at room temperature. So I hope that answers your questions. All right. Thanks for your inputs so that I can make some amendments. So you see, in this lesson, right, we learn from each other to make a better place for everyone. So for the 4-pointer, the temperature at of the air that we breathe out is warmer than the temperature we breathe in at room temperature. All right. I give some time to copy down. Once you are done copying, I'll give 1 minute, then we will carry on. Okay, I'm sure that you're done now. So let's carry on. All right. This is another example, right, of how the examiner will like to trick you guys. So a typical science question on air, they like to give an example of 5 people is so unlucky trapped in a lift. You can be trapped in the lift or forget to bring the house key, whichever. So in this case, right, 5 people are trapped in the lift for 30 minutes. There is no fresh air, no ventilation. So which of the following shows how the amount of gas and temperature at the lift will change after 30 minutes? So in this case, the answer is number 3. Decrease, oxygen decrease, carbon dioxide increase, increase. Why? Because we humans need to breathe. When we breathe in, we take in oxygen, 21%. We breathe out, 16% oxygen. So as time goes by, the people will take in oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So the amount of oxygen will decrease, the number of CO2 will increase. When we exhale, there will be more water vapor. And when we exhale, our body temperature is around 37 degrees, which is higher than the lift, which is around 25 degrees. We assume that the lift is at 25 degrees, all right? We will not go into in details on whether is it hotter or warmer. That part I will cover maybe in another 12 to 13 weeks time. It's in the secondary school topic. Now we are still in primary school, all right? So let's not confuse. We focus on primary school whereby we assume that the temperature of inhaled air is at room temperature. So having said all this thing, therefore the answer for this question is number 3. Sorry. Now, let's do a question together. Any volunteers for this question? Which of the following statements about inhaled and exhaled air are true? Is it A, inhaled air contains more oxygen than exhaled air? Is it B, exhaled air contains more carbon dioxide than inhaled air? Or C, inhaled air contains much more oxygen than carbon dioxide? Or D, exhaled air contains much more carbon dioxide than oxygen? You can choose anyone. Yes, Ruby, a very good morning to you. I saw your hand the fastest. Good morning. What's the answer?
I think the answer is 4. A, B, C, and D.
Why is it 4? Well, thank you very much. Okay. Well, let us look at this thing, all right? Okay, I believe that Ruby just got tricked by the questions. Exhaled air, yes, exhaled air contains much more carbon dioxide than the inhaled air, but the percentage of exhaled air, oxygen is at 16%, whereas carbon dioxide, even though it's more, it's only at 4%. So therefore, D is wrong, because exhaled air contains 16% oxygen, carbon dioxide 4%. That's why the answer is only A, B, C, which is number 3. All right. No worries. Let's continue. Oh yeah, this is the questions. One example of the experiment that the teachers would like to ask the students to do in class is to have a plastic bottle cut away half, put a balloon below with a string that can pull down, and a drinking straw to blow or taking air, and some balloon inside to act as lungs. So in this case, right, for this experiment wise, right, P is actually the chest or muscle, chest muscle, the muscle. All right. Whereas for Q is the air tube or the windpipe. We have the R, the bottle as a chest, and we have the balloons that act as a lung. So why do we choose muscle for P, air tube for Q, chest for R, and lungs for S? Because the rubber sheet is elastic, you can pull down. It can represent the thin sheet of muscle below the lung, or known as the diaphragm. Then that part Q, we see as an air tube windpipe because it is one branch that branch out in two lungs. So that particular channel is known as air tubes. Then we have the bottle representing the chest or rib cage. All right. Then we talk about the balloon representing the two lungs. That's why the answer is number 4. All right. So I shall skip this one. Okay, the other way. Okay, next one. When we breathe in, our chest cavity will increase because when we breathe in, our rib cage move upwards and outwards. So everybody try. Everybody try to breathe. So when you breathe in, right, your chest expand, your rib cage move upwards. So that when you breathe in, the rib cage move upwards and outwards for the diaphragm contract and move down, result in an increase of size of our chest. All right. So when we breathe out, our chest will decrease in size because our rib cage move downwards and inwards, or our diaphragm relax and move upwards. So something to take note: breathe in, rib cage move up and out. Diaphragm move down and contract. Breathe out, the chest and rib cage move downwards, chest decrease in size, diaphragm relax, move upwards. This table, you must take note, all right? So based on what we have learned, can someone help me answer these questions? What happened to our chest cavity when we breathe out? Any volunteers? Yes, good morning, Stella.
For me, I think that when we breathe out, our chest turn back to, it will get to be smaller. Signs when we breathe in, it gets bigger.
Very good. Thank you very much. So for the scientific way, right, it's basically this here. So when we breathe out, our chest cavity decrease in size because our rib cage move down and inwards, while our diaphragm relax and move upwards. The key words for this is here. The chest cavity decrease in size. There we have rib cage move downwards and inwards, and diaphragm relax. But for this case, they're only asking about chest cavity. So the answer is only here. Our chest cavity decrease in size. That's about it. All right. Next up. What caused our chest cavity to change its size when we breathe out? Any volunteers? Anyone answer this question? What causes our chest cavity to change in size when we breathe out? Yes, the king. Good morning, the king.
Because our rib cage moves downwards and inwards while our diaphragm relaxes and moves upwards. That's the answer, teacher.
Very good. That's fully correct. So what happened is, what causes our chest cavity to change is because our rib cage move downwards and inwards, or diaphragm move relax and move upwards. That's why it changed in size. Very good. This one, okay, it's not important, not important for the thing. Not important yet. Okay. The next question that the examiner would like to ask in exam is, match the following organism with the parts for taking in air. Because in the world, there are so many living things. Each living things have their own unique way of breathing. So first of all, we have the fish that breathe gills. There are the plants that use stomata to breathe. We have the earthworms or frog that use skin to breathe. We have mammals, be it sea mammals like dolphin or mammals like human. We use lung. A reptile and birds also use lung to breathe in. So these are the most important things that you need to take note, whereby plant exchange gases through tiny opening called stomata. Fish taking oxygen that's dissolved in water with their gills through their mouth. Tadpole, prawn, crab are examples of gill-breathing animals. Dolphin, mammals, reptiles, birds, they use lungs. Earthworm, frog, they use skin to take in oxygen in the water. But for frogs, they don't have lungs to breathe on land. So now, question. Which of the following statement is not true? Any volunteers? Anyone want to answer these questions? I see the fastest hand. Yes, David, good morning.
I think that number one is not true. Sorry. I think that number.
You want to go through here first? Hang on, let me just, okay, so let's look at this one. We see this and we see this. So which one do you think is not true? Oh, okay, and I'm gonna volunteer. Yes, Ruby.
Yes, I think the answer is 4.
Why?
Plants,
Why for?
because every living thing needs oxygen to live.
Correct. Thank you very much. Thanks, Ruby. Okay, what happened is, right, every living things need oxygen to live. So, yes, number one, fish cannot take in oxygen from air because fish is underwater. They cannot jump out or to get air or what. So fish use gills to take in the dissolved oxygen in water. Mammals, we have lungs, we don't have gills, so we cannot breathe in the dissolved oxygen. The birds, reptiles, and mammals have lungs, yes, but however, plants needs oxygen from the surrounding air. Therefore, answer is number 4. Next question. Explain why the sea mammals need to come out of the water surface regularly, but fish can stay underwater all the time. Can I have a volunteer, please? Yes, Stella.
I think that what the reason why sea mammals need to come up the water is because they're still mammals and mammals has lungs, and those are used to breathe.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. That's right. So sea mammals actually have need to come out of water because they need to breathe in the oxygen from the air with their lungs. Whereas for fish, they have gills to take in the dissolved oxygen in the water. That's why one must go up, one can stay underwater. All right, thanks, Stella. Let's carry on. Okay, can I have a volunteer to tell me what organs does the rain tree use to breathe? Anyone? All right, for this case, right, the rain tree being a plant, they use stomata. Okay. Prawns use gills to breathe in. Whales have lungs. Earthworm use skin. Right, I all understand. Okay. Let's carry on. Okay, we got these 4 different types of animals or living things. Which one of the following PQRS does this little hang on, we have some question on the chat. Stomata. Okay. Some question, I believe 00596 asked me a question on how to spell stomata. All right. Okay, let's carry on. So can I have a volunteer to tell me this particular animal or creature here, which group does it belongs to? Yes, good morning, Roland.
I think it's Q.
Q. Why can you just share me why you think it's Q?
I think it's Q because like I'm pretty sure that's right in my opinion.
Okay, understand. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry, press wrong. Okay, for this case, right, the answer is actually P. Why? Because this is an insect that takes in the air from the earth, from outside air. It doesn't live in water. All right. So, and this one take in using the skin, whereas it's using lungs. But this is look like a mosquito larva. So there's a tube, there's a breathing tube on the top here, same as this breathing tube. Therefore, the answer is number 1, P. Because animal in P use air tube, or known as a breathing tube, that is floating above the water there to take in oxygen from the air. They do not take in oxygen dissolved in water. That's why answer for this is a breathing tube, right? Answer is P. All right. Let's carry on. I shall skip this. So one example of the question that the teacher will ask in exam is, the fish and mammals have different organs and for gas exchange. You have to write this whole chunk of words. As long as your answer have all the words in bold, you will get the marks. Example, 1 mark for this, 1 mark for this. All right. I'll be sending you this paper after the lesson, so no worries. Okay, I'll skip this as well because you can read yourself. Now let's continue. I need a volunteer to answer this question. Which of the following bar chart represent the composition of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide in inhale and exhale air? Any volunteer? Sorry. Any volunteer to answer these questions? Nope. All right. So for this case, right, the answer is number 4. Why do I say so? Because inhale and exhale air, the percentage of nitrogen does not change. All right. Whereas for oxygen, will decrease by a bit. Carbon dioxide will increase by a bit. So therefore, number 4 is the closest graph to represent the composition of the air in inhale and exhale. Question 2. The diagram below shows the human respiratory system. Which one of the following statement is not true? Is it number 1? The air enters the system mainly through the nose. Number 2, the system made out of nose, air tube, and lungs. Number 3, the air enters the system is made of only oxygen. Number 4, the organs for gas exchange are protected by human skeletal system. Which one is not true? Yes, Stella.
I think that number 3 is not true because the air is not only made up for oxygen, because also nitrogen dioxide can also enter it.
All right, thank you, Stella. Yes, you are right. Number 3 is not true because the air that enters our body is made up of nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and other gases. So by only saying oxygen, right, is wrong. We will get poison if we only take in air that contain oxygen. That's why for all the divers that go underwater, their air tank consists of the air percentage that is the same as the surrounding air to ensure that we don't poison by too much oxygen. All right. Next question. This is a tricky one that we have not covered in any of the topic yet. The examiner would like to give 1 or 2 questions, right, that is not covered the topic, right, to test your knowledge. So for this case, which one of the following statement about our breathing rate is not true? Is it number 1, our breathing rate change with age? Is it number 2, our breathing rate increase when we exercise? Is it number 3, the more vigorous the exercise, the higher our breathing rate? Number 4, our breathing rate is the number of time we breathe in 1 second. So which one is not true? Yes, Megan.
I think number 4 is not true.
Why? All right. Number 4 is not true. Why? Because the breathing rate is the number of time we breathe in 1 minute. Okay. Students, remember how we count the breathing rate is based on every minute. We don't count it in 1 second because 1 second we can't even tell how much we have breathed. When we breathe in and breathe out, it's already 2 seconds. Unless you, but it's still 1 second is still impossible to count anything. So therefore, the answer is number 4, not true, because our breathing rate is the number of times we breathe in 1 minute. All right. Next up, how do fish take in water? Which one is true? Yes, good morning.
I think is 3.
Fish take in water when water enter through their mouth. Well, okay, thanks for your input, but number 3 is the wrong answer. Yes, Stella, which is the right answer?
Uh, uh,
Which of the following
the
statement
gills.
is true? Okay, answer is number 2. Fish take in oxygen when water passes through their gills. All right. The rest are all wrong. Okay. Let's carry on. The diagram below shows the gills of a young and adult fish. What is the advantage of the adult fish having larger and longer gills than the young fish? Can I have a volunteer, please? Yes, there are. Okay. Any volunteer for this question? Okay, yes. Good morning.
Yeah, teacher. I think the answer is number 4 because when the fish growing up, more dissolved oxygen in the water can be absorbed.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
So, the answer number 4, because the larger and longer the gills are, more dissolved oxygen can be absorbed. Therefore, adult fish have a very good advantage compared to a young fish. All right. Next up, which of the following are the function of the tiny openings on the leaves of plants? Is it A, allow the plant to take in water from surrounding? Is it B, the plants exchange gas? Or C, the plants give out water vapor? So which are the correct functions of the opening on the leaves? In this case, the tiny opening are called stomata. All right. Any volunteers? Answer the question. Any volunteers? Nope. Okay. For this case, answer is number 3, B and C, because the stomata don't allow the plant to take in water. In fact, it's the roots. The roots, the one that are taking water from surrounding. Stomata only allow action gases and give out water vapor. Therefore, answer is B and C, number 3. Next up, why did a plant die when its leaves were coated with oil? Why? Well, for this case, the answer is number 2, C and D. Why? Because oil prevents the stomata from taking in oxygen. Sorry. In fact, no air can pass in or out when it is coated with oil. Therefore, answer is number 2, C and D, because the oil blocks the opening, and when it's being blocked, no air can pass through, no water vapor can pass through. All right. Next up. Yeah, skip all this thing. Oh no, I can't. Okay, can I volunteer to tell me which is the main air tube? Is it A? Is it B? Or C? Yes, Lauren. Is it A, B, or C?
I think it's B.
Very good. Thank you, Lauren. Good. All right. Yes, the answer is B. This is the main air tube. All right. Okay. Next up, the last question. This is an experiment. Can someone tell me what does glass tube, the glass tube here, represent? Can I volunteer, please? Yes, Roland.
The glass tube, it's the main tube, air tube.
Air tube, yes. The glass tube is the air tube, or known as the windpipe. Very good. Another volunteer. Balloons. What does balloons represent? Yes, David. Balloon represent what?
The balloons represent the lungs.
Very good. That's absolutely right. All right. Next up. What does the bell jar represent? Anyone? The bell jar represent what? Yes, the king. Come.
The bell jar represents the chest.
Yes, the bell jar represents the chest or rib cage, depending on the question answering what. Okay, asking you what question. Last one. The rubber sheet. The rubber sheet you see below the rubber sheet, what does it represent?
Diaphragm muscles.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So with that, I come to the end of this chapter. I'm going to pass you all this paper. Okay, later I'm going to send you in Zalo this chunk of paper. This chunk of paper will contain all the questions that we answered today, as well as next week lesson, circulatory system, and the following week lesson on cells. So you'll go through this stack of worksheets for the next 3 lessons. So if you are free, do spend time to do the question at home, so that when we on lesson time, we can actually go through together. All right. With that, I'll end lesson today. I will see you all next week. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, teacher.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Bye, teacher.
Do your homework.
Bye.
Remember to do your homework. Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Take care.
Have a nice day.
See you. Have a nice day to you. Remember to do your homework. I will send the
Bye. Thank
worksheet.
you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
The homework, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you. Bye.